Okay, and here is the full build guide for 3.27 Phrecia. So Phrecia 2, Bulk Shaman, cast when stunned. Now, unfortunately, we have 2 days to league start because GGG left us the patch notes way too late. And it's too hard to edit a brand new super in-depth guide. But I have made a new spreadsheet that is probably easy to understand. Like, unfortunately, there's simply no time left. It's 4 AM on Tuesday, Wednesday right now, and league starts on Friday. There's just no time left. It's the best I can do. Okay, firstly, I've split up this sheet this time into campaign, early ultimatum, blood notch, and then I'll eventually add endgame stuff here as alternatives. On this sheet as well, towards the bottom, there are different things from last league and so on, but this is the most important sheet. Bulk Shaman Master Sheet. And I should mention that because, you know, it's really hard to showcase a build, simply because we don't have descendancies, right? So this ascendancy here, nothing here. It's super hard. Now, this was my campaign run here. I did a campaign run from beginning to 82 tree, and I've pasted my progression here as example. League starting on this build, currently it's been pretty decent. We have basically tried to mimic a bulk shaman league start, kinda, not really. Basically, I have apostate here and crew reward here. These two items actually lose me stats. Firstly, apostate does not give any energy shield, and the body armor piece gives you the most ES by far. So already there, it's kind of shitty. For example, I have this here that I found on the floor. This would give me 400 total life versus this one, 0. That being said, Bulk Shaman does give -3 life per level, so I do lose 270 life that I didn't lose, right? Because I have the apostate on instead. So, you know, it's a bit of a makeshift, kind of equal. We're also missing a malediction on Bulk Shaman, which is, I can't even show right now. That's all good. Now, I will say this build struggled a little bit until during early maps, right? Early maps, you are at the weakest points. You really want to get either Immortal Flesh or Rise of the Phoenix ASAP. And Cloak of Flames, by the way. If you have Cloak of Flames, just rock Cloak of Flames. It is good enough. Good enough. And I think it's level 72 or 73. It's my recommendation to swap into cast when stunned as like a initial build. It's not fleshed out, just an initial build. I'm currently 76 and I have 3 points here. So endurance, charge, strength, and travel points that are currently, let's say, optional. And the rest of this tree feels pretty significant enough that I can say it's good enough to succeed with. My early strat is probably to just do map completion and then do breach. And as you can see, DD scavenging is very good at clearing breach. And in general, right? So we are quite tanky. As you can see, the pro lifts on breach, they are pretty juicy. And the way we are staying alive at the moment is through the 3 main things. 1, unfaltering and stun mastery. 2, regeneration. So that's recoup here, life regen here, and 3-second recoup. This 3-second recoup is only supposed to last until you get blood notch. After blood notch, cut it out, right? Cut it out. And we have life regen here as well. Regen, some regen here, I think. Yeah, right there. Regen here, and so on. And then lastly, we have Trial Faith. This is the last important known. I think that's relevant. It's when you get stunned, regen 5% life. It's really good because we are always stunned, basically. And we want to take reduced dot damage from Mastery here. And on Pantheon, I have Arakali here for reduced damage over time. The first one. First line. first line NPDR. As a flask, we have no flask. We're slowly progressing through flasks. So I got this flask just then. As we gear up and get more gear, we'll get more flasks. Eventually, as we get into our, 4 flasks, 5 flasks, we're starting on momentum. Currently, I can't. Oh, but relevant. Nah, I can't do it. And as a boss damage, it is shit, as you know. Boss damage on this build is awful, but not that bad because we do have access to Fire Trap. And again, we are missing all the nodes on Ascendancy. So if you check, double check, we are currently an unascended witch. There's nothing. Nothing. And I'll show you Merveil. This will be bad, as you will expect. Merveil and bossing is terrible. But all that matters is that you complete it. Please hit me. Phase 1 and phase 2 soon. I'm currently manually pressing Ruby Flask, so it's not too bad. And the league start that I did is a modified DS Lily's league start. I'll go over it real quick. That's our boss done. That was a T10 map. And I'm currently 76. Slave pens here. The breach in this map here guarantees a 5 link. Okay, that's why I'm using a 5 link on my chest armor. Trades ES chest. If it's not, sell it, buy a new one. Next up is don't spectrum some power first. Do it either second or third after you get ES gear. And look into Regent gear ASAP. Basically, if you can buy Chieftain RF gear, do it. It is very, very good, even though we're not Chieftain, because we're still RF build, okay? And I believe Pox is also doing Pox Shaman, so price might be expensive, but at least you can follow him as well if you want to go his path. And then, if you want to turn into Custom later on, so be it, right? So be it. And that's the early map progression for Custom Stunned for upcoming Phrecia. And then it should mention that I asked Hunter Killer to do a leveling guide for us as well. He has done it as well. He has his VOD right here. And this is his comments on his progression through campaign. So what I did is I followed DS Lily for her RF Elementalist build. And instead of doing golems, take a Lyra. And just follow the guides here, right? Follow my suggestions here. Let's go straight into early ultimatum, no blood notch. There should be this PB right here. So the main difference compared to campaign versus ultimatum is we're trying to get block chance. So as you can see here, our block chance 81 and 53 covered by chat, sorry. 53. And this is enough for us to basically do easy ultimatums. Okay, when I say easy, we want to avoid burst damage. So Fire 4, bad. Small Arena, bad. Lightning Fall, bad, right? We want to make our damage as spread out as possible during ultimatum. And for this situation, we also want a recoup over 3 seconds. This is only for no blood notch. After you get blood notch, take it off. It's bad. Okay. And lastly, the coloring in your sockets will be an issue. For example, we have a red, blue. Right, 3 red, 1 blue. You can opt to either do a Divine Crown, so a hybrid armor ES, or if you go ES, you can do one of these instead. So as I showed earlier, you can craft a ES earpiece. It's pure ES. Do I have one here? Energy shield. Yeah, pure ES. So currently it's 4 blue. All we can do is go to crafting station, sockets to 2. We'll do red sockets for 1 and try to get 2 off color, for example. And we'll do sockets here. We'll do 3, 2, 3. I'm doing control click here. 2, 3. That's red socket, and then 4. So red, red, preferably red, blue. And so you get your 3 off colors on your item slots. If not, you can go for a hybrid base like this. For example, a armor ES, a helmet here. Base. Armor ES. And this will naturally see, look, 3 red, 1 blue. It's much easier to color. Same thing for boots. So on our boot slots, we have green, 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 blue, red. So we want a hybrid if we can. Hybrid boots for ES evasion. One of these. Elite. This will be, look, here you go. Green, green, blue, red. Ask and you shall receive. Okay. If you want a pure ES one, you can just go for pure ES and do the same coloring again. That's the important part when coloring. Next up is our Dex. So priority is Dex. Dex, you're going to try your best to get Dex on your glove. Glove rolls a natural T1 Dex roll. Right here on all gloves. So if you can try your best to try to get Dex here. If you can't get Dex on your glove, then you can get Dex from these ones here. So 30 here, and then 20 more here. If you're really struggling for Dex, you can probably path here as well. 2 points. That's probably better. Right, 2 points here. And next up is our links. So this setup here is cast and stun flame surge. I would recommend frost bomb if there's regen. If not, choose what you want to do, right? So meteors, pelting, volcano, whatever, doesn't really matter. At this point, it's extra damage. And that should be most of the early ultimatum covered. So body armors, as you can see, we have our gear setup options. Cloak of Flame, Doppelganger Regalia. I recommend Cloak into Doppel/ES chest, or whatever you can get. Not too important. Ignite chance is not important to cap early because it doesn't really matter. We have Flammability, and we have Ignite chance on our Zoth graphs now. So getting Ignite chance here. And that is basically the early Blood Notch ultimatum covered. So here we go to the Blood Notch setup. So once you find Blood Notch, that means you no longer need block. Block is done. Don't save. So Blood Notch ulti. Once you have gotten block, so Blood Notch, all these block nodes gone. We don't care. And you can slowly work your way towards this tree here. We're gonna add in cluster jewels one by one and add in life, fire multi, fire damage, and so on. Max res jewels wherever you can. And add those in, and so on to all four here. And that's it. You're basically done. At this point, all you're doing is farming currency. You farm currency, and you can either swap it to a different build, or you can keep playing the same build and keep scaling it further and further. Most likely, you're gonna go full circle and go back to Righteous Fire at the very end game with Falcon Wrathfist, but that's a long way away, right? Long way away. My next suggestion is Poison Cast and Stun. So this is PB only. This is going to be this one right here. And what this does is I've adapted the Cast and Stun Arakali build, and I've transitioned it over to Bog Shaman. So Bog Shaman can do the same thing, but has the benefits of AoE, bonus damage, and double curses. And I think this has a very good potential, especially if you do T17s, right? It will be better for some modifiers because you don't rely on RF anymore. There's no RF here. So degen, minus max, don't really care, right? You're just gonna rely on a huge HP pool to attack everything. Of course, this is a Blood Notch endgame version, and you can obviously scale this much further. So Arakali's Fang here is for the poison damage. It is 300% increased poison damage. If you can't get this, then just put on whatever. Singularity example is pretty good. Singularity, easy peasy, right? Done. You can put on, let's say, a Receptor with damage. Done. Let's do, instead of this one here, we'll go Chaos Multi. Do none and added damage Chaos Multi. Done. Right, easy early game. And then as you gear up, you can follow my previous build, Arcade Custom Stunned. You can see what I'm doing here at the endgame version and copy those ideas over into our Box Shaman variation. I did also have, I should have a video up for our explaining the ascendancies. That should be out as well. Hopefully, that should cover everything. If not, ask me on stream. If I'm not pissed off, I'll answer it. Sometimes I get bogged down with questions. I get a little bit crazy. So I'll see you next time. Hopefully that's it. Bye bye.